Hi guys, welcome back. As you know, today is Saturday, so it is time to get cozy and let's talk about books. So, I've got my coffee, and today we are going to go through my August TBR and all the books I plan to read, and then talk about the first book that I read this month because man, it is interesting. So, let's get into it. Okay, first on the list, we've got The Wedding People by Alison Eppak. And this one was interesting to me. It's about this woman who just had a hard marriage and goes to this hotel to do something. And she gets caught up in this whole wedding that's at this hotel. So I think this will be as much sad as it is funny. And I'm very interested to see what themes this book explores. So I'm super excited about this one. Okay, next we have Martyr by Keva Akbar. Hope I said that right. I am really excited about this one. This is highly talked about in the literature community right now, and I am a big just fiction fan, especially literary fiction, and I believe this is beautifully written. And it's about a story about a struggling poet who loses his mother and his father's struggling, and they're kind of just trying to figure out life after loss. And I'm really excited about this one. I don't know if it's going to be my next one, but this is definitely going to be read this month. Okay, next we have Normal People by Sally Rooney. This one's also highly talked about in the literature community because it's just a normal story with normal people who are struggling in a relationship and just everyday struggles in, our generation today in relationships. And I'm really interested to get into these characters and really see how this plays out. So I've been kind of holding it off, but I'm definitely putting it on the list this month to get read. After that, I picked up Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I think this is gonna be funny. I think it's gonna be character driven. I think I'm gonna hate the main character, but that's on purpose and that's okay. It's about this white writer who witnessed a highly renowned Asian writer die an unexpected death, and she goes into her home and steals her last manuscript and publishes it as her own under a different name to sound more Asian. And I think this is gonna be a wild ride. Like, I can't wait to just experience this with the character and just what are the motivations behind this? Like, this is crazy and very exciting. So this is definitely up there. After that, we have The Ministry of Time by Colleen Bradley. I hope I said that right. This is kind of speculative, historical fiction with some romance. I believe it's about some time travel and just figuring out life in these different generations. I'm not sure. I haven't read too much on this. I know a YouTuber, Haley Pham, she really loved this book and recommended it, so I'm kind of curious, and I think I'll like it. I think speculative fiction sometimes really gets me, so really excited about this one. After that, we've got God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I was gonna read this sooner, but I'm kind of haven't been in a mystery mood, and this feels like more of like an end of August, maybe early September book. I'm not sure yet, so I don't know if I will get to this. If I do, it'll probably be the end of the month where my taste kind of starts to turn into mystery, thriller, horror type as the fall starts slowly approaching. So this is very anticipated for me, and I'm really excited to read it. The vibes outside gotta be right. The weather, So I am really excited about this one. I will just get to it soon. It is about a summer camp in the woods, and people start going missing. So this is gonna be one to eat up. And next we have The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. This is interesting. It's very quiet. It's a very quiet literature, lit fic, I believe. It's about this woman who corresponds in emails and letters and kind of grapples with her past a little more through these letters with someone she used to know. And I think this will be emotional. I think this will be where I really want to sit down and reflect on life a little bit. So I'm excited to get this one. This might be a palate cleanser to some of these, or I just might, be feeling a more emotional story. So definitely gonna get to this one this month. Last on the TBR, we have Rejection by Tony Talathimuth. I butchered that. I'm so sorry. I do not know how to pronounce his name. I probably should have looked that up, but that's okay. I want to sit here and actually talk about this because, as you can see, I'm almost done with it. This was the first one I read, and I just kind of picked this up on a whim at Barnes & Noble. Another booktuber I watch is Jack Edwards, and he's a huge one in the literature world, and he really liked this book. And let me tell you, this book is disturbing, but not disturbing in like a horror thriller way, but disturbing that these can and are actual people in our day-to-day lives struggling with these things and grappling with different types of rejection. So it's a 7-piece story with 7 different storylines, and they all kind of connect somehow. Like, some characters date each other, some characters just meet, some characters are just friends, or they see one of them on a dating app, whatever it may be. So they all kind of connect, but not only do the stories connect, but the themes in each one connect as well. So each one, they go through a certain type of rejection, whether that's a rejection from a partner, a person, society, their own self, really. And this is so well done. It is brilliant. This is so out of my wheelhouse of like what is talked about in here, but I find it so fascinating. I'm so intrigued in this, and honestly, if I were to give it stars, it would probably be a 4 or 4.5, just because of how well done and well crafted it is. Like, this author makes you sit and think about, like, there's no bad guy, right? Like, you just sit and think and like, okay, is it society? Is it this person? Is it the main character? And in some of these, it's grappling with, what do you do after you get rejected from whatever it may be? And some of these are quite disturbing in how this is real. Like, these people feel real, and they go through very real things, but the overarching theme is that none of them actually, look at themselves and want to change, that they just go straight into victimhood, and they think it's everyone around them and society around them without actually thinking, okay, maybe it is me. Like, they will be like, why is this happening to me? Why me? I'm good, I'm great, I try to be, the best I can for other people. Why do I deserve this? But never actually look at themselves and be like, okay, but is there a part of me of why this is happening to me? So, and then, even the first story that gets introduced, the main character is unnamed, and I think that is purposely done in a literary analysis way. It's purposely done. It gives us that these are not just people, but these are real things that happen to people, and without putting a name, we can't say, oh, this is just this character. The author is trying to foreshadow the theme throughout all of these characters and what happens to all of them, right? So, and there is some strong themes, I guess you could call them, or like topics, there we go. There's some strong topics in here, especially sexual topics, not in the way that, you know, romance is today, like, you know, sexually, like smut, you know? This is not smut, this is disturbing stuff. But it is so brilliantly done, and there is one character in here that I absolutely loved. His name's Max, and, you know, all the characters kind of have this, like, victimhood and declining kind of into a psychosis. But this guy, like, he just stays true to himself. He's funny, he drops some profound lines in the most funniest way, and just goes, it's whatever. So, there was a quote in here that I really liked, and he said, like, you can't help people that don't want to be fixed, and if you do go down that road, he literally said, I quote, they'll yeet you down with you. And it was just so funny to me, because I'm like, this is such a profound and very real and very smart and intellectual thing to realize about people and people around you and the relationships around you, and you really put in there, yeet you down. Hilarious. But yeah, there are some disturbing topics, and getting into these people's minds, you know, it's scary, because it's like there are people out in our world, you know, who feel this way, and I think the author does an amazing job of showcasing that. And I will probably finish this tonight, but just speculating, it'll probably be 4.5 stars. And yeah, I really had to take my time with this one. I know it's short, but this made me reflect and really think. It got my brain thinking, and that's what I love about literature. That's what I love about litfic. It really makes you sit and think about things in life and society and government and yourself and relationships, all the stuff. So this is fascinating, very well done, great piece of literature, great piece of work, and yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I'm going to be reading this month, and also enjoying my little spiel about the first book I read this month. If you're interested, I am going to be writing a lit analysis on Rejection, because I just feel like it's a book to write an essay on. Like, there's so much in it. And so if you would like to follow along about what I write about some of these books, I do have a Substack that you guys can go follow, that I'll put a link in the description. So yeah, thanks for coming, thanks for listening, and I hope to see you in the next video.